World, it's your boy Black Ghost back with another video. I took me a little break from making content for a little bit, so I'm back now, and I want to teach you guys how to be prepared for SVS. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go to Event Center. We're going to scroll down to SVS, and the first thing you want to do is locate all of the other hives on the other server that you're going to be using. So we're going to go to Alliance Power Ranking, and as you can see, if you're a smaller player, you want to go all the way down and probably get to a level 14, 13, 157. So those are sizes that you know that you can hit. Me personally, I probably go all the way down to 11 GDP. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to click on one alliance. I'm going to go view members, and I'm going to scroll down and pick a member. Click on details, locate coordinates. Now, I found that hive. I'm going to click on the hive itself. I'm going to click add bookmark, and I'm going to click it as an enemy. Once I confirm that, I'm just going to keep going back and then adding all the other alliances. Now, what I will do is I'll go to world map, and once I'm done, it should look similar to this. So when SVS starts, I'll search by clicking on the alliances. I'll scroll through, look at one alliance, move over to the next. Now, this makes it a little bit easier to search the server for drop bubbles, things of that nature. The next thing I want to do is go back to Event Center. I'm going to scroll down all the way back down to Server War, ranking of enemy server, general rankings. So, as you can see, the top players, Donkey Kong, Boom, players like that, I'm not really worried about. There's not too much I can do, but if you're a bigger player, you might want to check them, click on them, see how they're built. Shout out to this guy because he got some amazing gear already refined, things like that. So I'll go through. Me being a little bit of a smaller player, I'm going to come down to look at these generals right here. Some of these guys, maybe guys who haven't bought all of the gear, who not got full complete sets, and this will give me a good idea how they're built, if they're T1 traps, different things like that. So I'll click on them. I'll go through and look at all of that. Another thing that you can do is once you're on the other server, you can go over here to this Arcs of Triumph. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to go to achievement records. Now, if you look here, I'm going to do a little quick screenshot. And right here, this tells me how much a player has made it into the top 3. So if I continue to scroll down, I'll be able to see which players have had a good chance of making it into the top 3, different things like that. And then that'll give me a good idea who's active, who plays a lot. Now, a lot of the times this is going to be bigger players who dominate it, so I'm not worried about those. But it'll give me a good idea who fights, whatever. Next thing I'll do is I'll come down and I'm going to go back to Server War, ranking of enemy server, and I'm going to look at killing rankings. Now, what this means is who had the most kills for the past week. So I can go through here and be like, okay, let me look at this person. What size are they? 5.6 billion, 8.2 billion. I'm going to look for the smaller players who might have been active. And what I mean by small is players that I know that I can win an attack against. So it could be anywhere from a player. Me personally, I can probably zero a person up to 800 million with one hit. Players that's 1 billion, if they not T1 traps, I can double tap them pretty easy. So I'll go through that. And then I'll just keep going through and looking at different things that'll kind of give me a good idea of what they're built like. And this is why Ebony releases it a couple of days before, so you can go through and see things like that. You can look at alliance killing ranking, and it'll kind of show you which alliance is the most active in SVS, and it'll give you a good idea. Now, what else you want to do is you want to make sure that you're ready and prepared. So you want to go to your own setup inside your keep. You want to make sure that all your generals are set. You have your wall gen set, both defense. Now, right now, you see I still got Shajar on the wall. and I've made the mistake of leaving her on the wall. So usually by Wednesday or Thursday, I'll go ahead and change her out and put who I'm going to use. I'm pretty much not going to release that right now because I kind of change it up a little bit. I kind of go from a ground gen to maybe a second wall gen. I kind of switch guys up a little bit, but that's just my style. I like to unghost and win defenses against people that I know I can beat. Another thing you can do is make sure that all your generals are ready to go. Any buffs that you're going to try to work on during the week, you might want to finish up before SVS gets here. I hope some of these tips are helpful. And this is just a way to prepare for the war. Now, you're still going to have to put the work in during SVS to try to get your wings. But this right here will give you a little bit of an advantage over some of the other players who just kind of come out and just wing it and just try to play. So I like to get back over here. I'm going to go through their alliances. I'm going to see players that's my size, try to get familiar with names of players, different things like that, which alliances are the busiest and where to find them at. Usually, let's say Sin, I think that they were pretty active. What I'll do is I'll double put 2 bookmarks on this group. So what happens is once you go back here and look, I know that this is one of the bigger alliances that I can kind of double check them more than I would check some of the smaller alliances, just because they're going to have more players that I can hit that's about the size. And you should know already what size players you can hit. So me, I'm kind of familiar with who I can hit, who I can attack, who I can win against before I even go. Even if they're T1 traps, I can kind of look at their wall generals and kind of tell how they're built. That'll tell me if they T1 traps. I can look at their buffs and see how they refine their generals. If they have more flats, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be a T1 trap. I hope this video helps you out. Make sure you stay bubbled if you're not ready to play. And if you are ready to play, good luck. Black Ghost out.